Hello.
Hi, everybody. Happy Thursday night.
I like to say it's like Friday Eve, happy Friday Eve.
Yes, it is. I love that. I love that. Yes. You guys, tonight is such a fun and special night. We have a full house. We maxed out how many people we can have on our stream tonight. Some of you guys know some of the people that are going to be showing up tonight, but if in case you just happen to catch that we're live and you jumped on and you're not quite sure what we're going to be talking about tonight is Meet the Team night. And you guys get to meet everybody who is responsible for making Moxie Life come to life and run and keep the wheels going. And without these people, there's no way Moxie Life would be what it is today. Anyway, we're gonna keep this to about an hour. We want to know if you guys have any questions. We have people monitoring the comments, so if you guys have any questions that pop up, feel free to throw them up, and we'll go ahead and save them for the end. I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of questions. We got some ahead of time too that we'll address towards the end. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring everybody on kind of as they join the team. Talk a little bit about, let them introduce themselves, talk about what they do for Moxie Life, and then we'll bring everybody back and we'll kind of have a little bit more of an open conversation and get to know them all a little bit better. So, Darian, should we bring the first one?
Yes, who's the first? Okay, first up is
Eric. Eric. Okay, so we were laughing. Eric is my husband. For those of you who may not know, Eric is by far the MVP. I put his title to me as MVP. But it's funny because all of us were in the chat room beforehand, and Tracy said, he put emotional support. She's like, you need to put emotional support animal. So Eric, introduce yourself, babe.
Eric, I'm going to have you take out your AirPods.
It's muted. That's why. You're muted. Unmute. We did a full tech run through on this, but it's okay.
It's all good.
Nope, we still can't hear you.
I would take your AirPods out. Just disconnect them.
And Eric, while you're figuring out your sound, let's go ahead and bring Melissa up next. Melissa. So Melissa was the second one to come on board. Melissa has been here since day one. We've worked together for many years, and she was the first person that other than Eric, that I told what it was what I was going to do. So Melissa, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hello, everyone. I am Melissa. My official title is your customer care manager. Like Sierra said, I've kind of been a part of this since day one, I think I'm going to make a goal setting planner. What do you think, day? So it's just been amazing to see the progression and see the progress and where we're at and all the success. It's so fun to be a part of. I also help a lot with the day-to-day operations and just a lot of the behind the scenes things that just keep the wheels turning on Moxie Life.
Yeah. And Melissa, you've been absolutely amazing. So I was doing customer service the whole first year, which is, I think back to that and I think, oh my gosh, how was I managing that? I don't know. But when you first start out and you're small, you kind of just do everything you can because you don't, have the resources to bring people on board. And she fully took over for customer service right before our launch in October, which was probably the best thing that could have ever happened. Thanks, Katie. So if any of you have talked to Melissa, say hi, let us know, because I know I get to hear about all your guys' conversations. I know she takes amazing care of you guys. And Melissa, you've been an amazing addition because you care so much about everybody. And it was such an easy transition for me to hand that over, because I was always like, let's bend over backwards for the customers, whatever they want. If anything's wrong, we'll go above and beyond. We'll do whatever we have to do to make people happy. And you've easily stepped into that and carried that torch really well. So thank you.
Well, thank you. And I really do. I feel like I go to bed sometimes thinking about what am I going to do for that one person and their one planner? Okay, well, it's all going to work out. But I do. I care so deeply. And I know that these tools and the resources and just this group and this community, it's changing lives, and it's just amazing to be a part of it. And it's not a customer service job. When I tell people I'm working in customer care, you get the look, and I'm like, no, it's not customer service. It's truly caring about our community and our people, and it's just such a special place, and I love it so much.
Yeah, it's so much more. It's not, look at all these. Oh, you guys are so awesome. Isn't she great?
She's awesome.
Yeah, it is so awesome. And the cool thing is Melissa too is stepping in to help me out. She actually lives local. She lives in the Sacramento area. So she's able to come here, and she's been helping me get ready for the Imperfect Planner sale. We will sit in the living room putting together bookmarks. You guys, they come in a giant box in big heaps. So we have to like separate them, put them together, stick them into plastic bags, put the stickers on. There's so many little things like that happen. Making the boxes, breaking down boxes to take them to recycle. Like, it's crazy. There's so many like random behind the scenes things, and she definitely helps out with that. So yeah, Eric, is your sound back? No, you're still out. Okay, all right. We'll go ahead. We'll keep you up, but we'll keep moving. So when you're able to, you think your sound's back on, just no. Okay. Wait,
Eric, I'll message you, Eric.
Darian will help us.
I'll message you.
All right. So, So then the next thing. So once I got, I'll kind of give you guys a little bit of the story. So back in January of 2019, I had decided that I wanted to put the goal setting system that I've worked or used for many, many years in my coaching and accountability and goal setting workshop. I wanted to put that into a planner. I've been a part of the planner community forever. And I was always trying to integrate the like weekly actions into, at the time, my Erin Condren, and it just wasn't working. It wasn't enough space for all the things that I needed. And I really missed having my goals inside my planner. So when I decided to do this, I thought, I'm just going to do it small. I'll just do it for a couple of us. I'll get back into doing accountability groups again. I need to find a designer to help me with that. So I had, on January 17, 2019, I had posted to my Facebook personal page, does anyone know of a production graphic designer? Because I needed someone who knew how to deal with like margins for printing and that kind of stuff. I ended up finding someone who created our very first planner, who's really amazing at helping bring my vision to life. But he'd never taken anything to print before. So fast forward about 6 months, we started to like try and figure out all of the manufacturing, all this kind of craziness. I'd never produced anything overseas. I had spent about 6 months trying to get it sourced here in America, and I would find a company who could do everything but do tabs. And with a 300-page book, we need tabs. So, or they could do everything but would have to be in a binder without a coil. And I'm like, that's not going to work either. So there's a lot of different things that I came up against. So I ultimately realized I had to manufacture overseas. So we kind of were like, okay, how do we do this? This is totally new, never done this before. And my designer and I really started to struggle with getting the files needed with the proper alignment and all that stuff for the manufacturers to print. I started to freak out because at this point it was, I believe, July, and you should have your purchase order in by July. And I had files that couldn't be printed and we didn't know what to do. I don't even know how I found her, but I found Heather. Heather, come on up. It's your turn. Heather specializes, she is the owner of a company called Copper Bottom Design, and she specializes in working with planner and stationery companies. Actually, yeah, I don't want to speak for you. Go ahead and why don't you say who you are, introduce yourself.
Yeah, hi. So as Sierra said, I'm Heather, and I am the owner of Copper Bottom Design. I'm a stationery product designer and also a production manager. So I help design stationery products and get them manufactured overseas. I've been doing this since 2004. And I have a team of proofreaders that proofread all the files that I design. And I have a handful of really trusted factories that I work with in China. And it's just kind of a well-oiled machine over here that we just kind of get the files ready to print, send them to China, and follow the shipment all the way back to the United States. So I was excited when Sierra found me.
Yeah. Well, so do you remember when I first reached out to you?
I kind of don't. I mean, I do. And you needed you had already found a printer, but you had these files that definitely could not be printed.
Nope.
And so we had to work into converting them into production ready files, which I mean, I can do, and I did for you fairly quickly. So I'm happy we found each other because we got these beauties made.
I know we did. By the skin of our teeth. Moxie Life almost did not launch, you guys. And if it was not for Heather, there's no way Moxie Life would have launched that year. Absolutely not. No.
Praise to Heather.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah. You guys, it was really stressful. It also pushed our launch date. Our products didn't end up arriving until December, which was a whole other thing. I mean, it's been a very bumpy ride trying to figure out, but we're like, no, we are going to market. We are not going to, we wouldn't let any obstacles stop us. But Heather's been integral with that. She's been with us ever since then. And we actually, we just brought her on this year to really take over the production management from start to finish. So one of the questions that we got from someone, Darian, the one that I sent you earlier, about what's the process like for new production? And we'll talk specifically for Moxie Life. I will have an idea. Being in the planner community, I'm pretty specific. Am I more specific than other people about some of the specs when I come to you with product ideas?
You are specific, but it's I feel like you're not a new business owner. It's interesting. You know exactly what you want. You've been in the planner and community for so long that you it's almost like you've been making things for years, just because you're very specific about the ideas you have and what you want, and which is great because it helps keep it on brand. And it makes my job easy. I just kind of take your idea and bring it to life. And, I just put it in a file, but really you are the creative director of Moxie Life.
Yeah. And that's the one thing that I love. It's fun working with you because you have so much know-how. I mean, you guys, Heather she's being very humble, but she's worked with huge brands like Simplified, Mom Agenda, Tiffany's, some of your other clients. I don't know if you're able to,
Danielle Laporte and, I've been doing this since 2004. So I used to make the planners. I started out making planners for Graphic Image, and their clients were Barney's and Tiffany and Brooks Brothers. So I was doing really high-end planners. So that's really my wheelhouse, high-end luxury planners. And I'm a planner lover myself, have been since college. So I know not only materials I want to use, but I also kind of know how the structure of the page should be for us planner lovers.
Yes. Yeah. And that's what I love too, because we can come together. I'll have an idea. I get a lot of feedback from you guys in the community, but I also know just kind of naturally, from a functional planning perspective, what is a product that would make this better? I had to launch our planner with those bookmarks because it was really important to me to have a system that took you very quickly, easily to your goals. And so that was something that, with every product that we come up with, that's a big conversation that we have around okay, how do we make this be the most functional, the most pretty? And so it's fun. So as far as going back to the process, I'll come up with an idea. We'll brainstorm some ideas. Heather brings some ideas to me, actually. Sometimes she's like, hey, have you thought about this? And then we talk about colors.
Then colors, design, materials, all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
And a lot of product ideas start with a sketch on a piece of paper from me. And I will just say, here's kind of what I want it to look like. And if there's particulars about spacing, for example, the width of our vertical columns to make sure that other sticker kits that people are using from other planner companies would fit okay. So it's little things like that we kind of go back and forth and we work through. And then do you want to go ahead and share how the rest of from that point, you kind of take the ball and run with it?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, you come up with an idea for a product that you want, but then I kind of figure out how it's actually going to be constructed and the materials it's going to be constructed of. And I'll have samples just through working with factories and doing this for so long that I'll have, Sarah and I will be on a phone and on a call, and I'll just be like, what about something like this? What about something like this? And I just show her a bunch of things. And then as soon as we get kind of the general construction of it, I then start getting price quotes and material samples and find out what Sierra likes, how the pricing works. I mean, to kind of answer the nitty gritty of the process of new production, it's like from idea to delivery at your door, it can take about 6 months sometimes to kind of formulate that design, get the price quotes, get the thing printed and manufactured, and then shipping. If we ship from China, it takes about 6 weeks. It can take about 6 weeks door to door. So it's a process.
That's like best case scenario.
I know, right? It's a process, especially with COVID. There's like a global shipping crisis going on right now. So things are taking longer. But I think a good ballpark, if anybody wants to create something, it's about 6 months.
Yeah, which is crazy.
I had a question. We had someone ask you, how do you find a printer that provided all the beautiful paper and coils?
Sierra actually was the one who found the printer who printed the planners. But it's hard for me to say how I found them because I've been working with people since 2004, right? So it's, and new printers can reach out to me and I just really have them send me samples. And if I like the quality of things, after, doing this for so long, I'm kind of particular about paper and coils and high quality items, but I know what to specifically ask for. So finding a printer is really, really difficult. And if you, just ask for samples to see if you like what they do first before going to anybody.
I mean, and there's a lot. Are we already designing? Oh, yeah.
Yep.
We are deep in 2020. In fact, I spent hours today finalizing like quotes and kind of just updating tips and editing copy. And then I send that to Heather. Then she revises all the files and makes them date ready. So whether it's an undated planner or it's dated for 2022, but yeah, we started that. When did we start that process?
Was it a month ago? We were talking about things. Well, we say so because we have the ongoing relationship, right? We're always talking about new stuff that's coming up. Yeah. And then when I kind of say like, okay, it's go time, I hear your deadlines, that's been kind of happening for about the past month that we've had certain deadlines to hit for designs needing to be done and ordering samples and all of that stuff. Because I need to schedule in proofreading time too. That's super important. Proofreading, because it's a calendar, you live by it, it can't be wrong.
Yeah And it goes, all of our products go through 2 rounds of proofreading after we've looked through it exhaustively. In fact, by the time I see and hold the finished planner, you guys, I am so tired of those pages. I'm like, love it. I'm so happy, but oh my God, I have combed through these pages so much for the last year. I'm like, okay, let's move on to the next project.
It's almost like, wait a minute, the world hasn't seen this yet? Wait a minute.
Yeah, totally. Same with the cover designs, everything. Like I wish they felt new to me when they came out. They don't. They feel old. By the time they come out, I'm like, oh, this whole thing. But it's exciting for everybody else. So yeah. Oh yeah, the daily. So everyone. Okay, Heather. Everybody's really excited for the daily. I
spill the beans.
I spill beans. Everyone. In fact, I want to know how many of you that are here live currently are here because you're hoping I'll spill more beans. That's what I want to know. I did tell people we're doing the daily. I'm awful with our secrets, but I did. That's it. That's all I told them.
Oh, a fellow book production person here. Yeah, let's nerd out.
Well, I'm conscious of time, and we have so many other people that we want you guys to meet. If you guys are interested in having more like of these conversations, I'm sure Heather, we could bribe Heather to come back another time if people were interested to know more about the production aspect of things. Heather, thank you so much. We love you, and thank you for keep that whip coming on us to make sure we hit all those deadlines. It's right now. Everybody right now this is production time. Like the next couple months is when we're like finishing out, like every day we're in the copy and the design editing, proofing samples, all that kind of stuff.
In the thick of it.
Yeah. And it's, nobody knows, you don't hear about it. It's not as exciting as the launch, but it's as equally grueling because it's very time consuming. There's a lot of stuff going on. So anyway, thank you, Heather. We love you.
You're welcome. Oh,
and we'll bring you back at the end. We'll bring you back. We'll bring you back. Okay. Next up. Okay, the next person who came on board, you guys, is Chris. Chris, what's up, girlfriend? Hi. Okay, so if any of you guys are in our book club, you know Chris. Chris, introduce yourself, please.
Hi, I'm Chris.
How did I know? You guys, she's got a Darian's sense of humor. I love you.
Yeah, I'm the book club manager. I'm a full-time teacher. What else do you want to know, Sierra? What else would you like?
Things. Tell us all the things. Okay, so again, we have another humble person here. Chris, I don't even know how it came to light. I think someone had mentioned in one of our lives in the Kickstart group that we wanted a book club. You kind of stepped up and we're like, oh, let's do this. And then you just kind of took the ball and ran with it. And have just been an amazing part of this whole thing since the beginning. But you have a huge background with books and a love for books. Share kind of what your background is with that.
So, I mean, I've been a big time reader. Little known fact.
How many books do you read a year?
A lot.
Can we bring Laura up? Laura,
yes.
She's not in. Laura is also in our book club admin. Hi, Laura. Can we hear you? Yes. Okay.
Can you hear me?
So she's not quite in order. Yes, she's not quite in order, but both of them are managing our book club. But both of them they're just major book lovers, and both have lots of. How many books a year do you guys read?
I mean,
way more.
150.
Yeah, they're
42.
That's great, Laura. I mean, I'm super proud of you. That's awesome.
I'm just trying to read 150
I'm not sad about that.
150
We're
books.
reading way more than the average pair, so we're good.
I mean, I can read a book a day. I don't know what to say. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's just wild.
I'm just trying to read a page a day, let alone a chapter a day. And you over here reading a whole, come on, Chris.
But I'm proud of you for reading your page a day. It's amazing. Everyone has to do what everyone can do. Like, I'm not judging. Like, you do you. You do you so well.
Well, it's fun because we will talk like kind of behind the scenes about book choices, and we all have very, very different like reading genres that we default to. What would you say? I'm more of the like fluffy light reads, and they're constant. I guarantee Laura and Chris are constantly like rolling their eyes at like some of the book choices that I want to bring to book club because they are way more advanced readers. And like, what's your favorite genre?
Mine is historical fiction or literary fiction, and then I read a ton of nonfiction. So that's those are my first go-tos.
I'm the same with literary fiction, historical fiction, and I didn't realize this, but like a couple years ago, I counted out how many memoirs I've read, and I've read like 65 memoirs. So I love I know, Darian, I know. And I'm not talking like Valerie Bertinelli's memoir and the celebrity memoir. I just love people's stories and storytelling. I'm a corporate storyteller for a living. So I'm a director of communications for a healthcare company. So for a job, I get to tell company stories and help the employees of those companies tell their stories. So for me, I was in shock when I counted out how many I'd read. So apparently I love a memoir.
I love
That's
that.
awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. And you guys, the Missy just said she loves the thoughtful and powerful questions that you guys ask in the book club. I mean, you guys really, book club really is your guys's project. I help post polls and that kind of stuff, but overall, you guys are the ones that keep the conversations going, and really bring the life to book club. So love you guys. Thank you so much for doing that. And you guys are far more qualified than I am for that, but it's something that we feel is a really nice addition to our community. And it's fun. It's a different way to connect for all of us. For those of you guys who are not in book club, it's on Facebook and it's Moxie Life Book Club. So come on over. We're about to do a poll for next month's book. Yeah, I mean, well, in like a week, it'll be like in a week. Yeah, we're trying right now. We're reading Cast. It's amazing book. I don't know oh shoot, I had it next to me. It's an amazing book, but it's very thick. Thank you. It's thick and it's a powerful read. It's a lot. So we're like, oh, should we
maybe should have spent 2 months on it. Maybe. Yeah, just
maybe.
And the shortest month. We picked the shortest month, right?
Yeah.
So maybe we do one of your little chicklet palette cleansers next month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're reading our minds.
Yeah, I know. We're like, we need a little bit of a more lighthearted read for next month. We're thinking, just because the last 2 books have been a little bit more chewy. But yeah. Well, you guys, thank you so much. So they are our beautiful book club managers. Love you guys. Thank you. I'm going to bring you guys back here in just a minute. Let's bring on Tracy. So Tracy.
Hi. Hi, Tracy.
Tracy, love you so much. She's our wellness coordinator. She is the one who's responsible for doing our Wednesday wellness tips, but there's so much more to Tracy. Tracy, will you give us a little bit of your background?
Yeah. I am right now a police psychologist with the Michigan State Police. Prior to that, I worked at the Michigan Department of Corrections, or affectionately known as the MDOC. And I worked with sex offenders in a level 4 men's prison for 2 years. I've been a therapist since, I was just thinking about that earlier. I've been a therapist since fall of 2006. So I'm a little over 14 years at this point. And I've worked at a college, in higher education, and in private practice. But right now I work as a police psychologist. So I work with the state troopers, the dispatchers, and the civilian employees that work for the state police.
Yes. And you're also in the process of, you're about to get your PsyD, your PhD in psychology, which is huge.
Yeah, I'm finishing. That's my stretch goal, actually, is to finish this year. So I'm knee deep in that process.
You're so awesome. And Tracy, you and I connected at the very beginning of when Moxie Life launched. You want to tell that story? Because it's kind of a cute story how you and I connected and how this even came to be.
Yeah, like we were talking about something. I know it initially started because someone in the group wanted a planner, and I reached out and said, hey, I will help with that to get that group member a planner. And then we started chit-chatting from there. And when COVID first happened, our team at the Office of Behavioral Science, our team is pretty small. There's 5 psychologists and 2 administrative assistants. So there's only 7 of us. So when we first went off to work from home, I started sending messages to our team every day. And it was just, sometimes they were funny, sometimes they were uplifting, sometimes it was just a meme or a picture. And I called myself the self-appointed wellness coordinator. And so I just wanted to lift their spirits because, especially in the beginning of COVID, it was scary. We didn't know what was going to happen. And so Sierra and I were talking, and I was telling her this funny story. And sometimes they'll let you know in our chat. I'm the goofball in the chat, and I'm always doing something ridiculous in the chat. Anyway, Sierra and I were talking, and I was like, yeah, I do this sort of wild thing for our group at work. And Sierra's like, what? You do what? Can we talk about doing that for Moxie Life? And one of the things I love, like I could talk all night about how much I love this planner for 100 different reasons. But one of the biggest things was the fact that Sierra's heart was bigger than just pen to paper. It was about, wanting people to be well all around, not just, hey, buy my planner, right? And that I saw that and that spoke to me. And so when we started talking about doing Wednesday wellness tips, I was like, yes, I'm all about it. What do you want me to do? And so it really, I feel like it was fate that we met. It was destiny that we met because I have not regretted it 1 second at all. So, yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Every workplace needs a Tracy. And you guys, she really is like, she's the one who checks in on us when she knows any of us are going through a hard time. We have a team text chat. She's the one who is constantly bringing the jokes. We have so much fun. We are incredibly inappropriate. In fact, we joke about how our next hire needs to be a human resources manager. We make jokes about just about ourselves, and we just have a lot of fun. In fact, even in our Asana for project management, everyone has to have a goofy photo for their profile photo. So we like to have fun, but Tracy's kind of she's a trailblazer on that one. Random factoid, guys. This is something Tracy has become a very dear friend. And one of the things that her and I could geek out on all day long. And this is a question that I have for the team in just a minute. They're when they come back on, but what's something that most people don't know about you? One of the things that people don't know about me was I was a psychology major with an emphasis on human sexuality. And I wanted to go into research about how human sexuality played into people's confidence and the whole thing. And that ultimately was not something I ended up obviously doing for work. But when Tracy told me what she did for her job at the time, when she told me that she was working with level 4 sex offenders in a prison, my head was like, whoa. I mean, that is some hard, heavy lifting. I mean, it takes a special person. I can't even imagine some of the stories that you've had in space you would have to hold for people. So her and I would start talking about, and we would have these just crazy spin-off conversations that I'm like, you and I are probably the only one that could have this kind of conversation, and no one thinks we're weird.
Exactly. Oh, exactly. And we'll just leave it at that we have.
So, but it's, and I have so much respect for you, Tracy, just with the work that you do out when you're not, doing what you do with Moxie, but more so the space that you hold for everybody in the community. And I know how much you care about everyone. So thank you for your contribution. We love you.
I love you back. So thank you so much. Yeah, I love this community. Everybody, it really is. It's so wonderful. And there's a concerted effort to do what they want to do and to be well and to be well-rounded. And I love it. I get so excited when I see the comments because people are really invested, and that's a fun thing to see. Yeah.
And it's cool. And you really do amazing with getting the questions from people to dig a little bit deeper with their goal setting process. It's like a perfect compliment to everything that we, are working on. So thank you. And Tracy, one of the things that we really believe, with Moxie Life is, and just overall, but how important our mental health is to feeling good, to our success. And so Tracy and I, we talk about how in the future, how we really want to have a little bit more of a focus on mental health. And that of course would be Tracy's sphere of genius. So you'll be seeing more of Tracy, you guys. Hint, hint. All right. We love you. We love you.
I love you back.
All right. So who's next? Darian. Well, Darian was next to come on board. And all of you guys know, and love Darian. she's our community development coordinator, and we've got her working on some new projects that we can't talk about yet. But so Darian was next in line, and you want to talk a little bit about what you do for those of you who may not know all the things that you do?
Yeah, so I do a little bit of everything. So sometimes you'll see me on social media responding to all your guys' beautiful tags and posts and stories and amazingness. A lot of times I'm also in the Facebook group responding, running the challenges. And then I do a lot of the work with the affiliates as well. So a lot of times I'm communicating between Sierra and the affiliates and making sure everyone's kind of all on the same page and getting all the things you need to be getting. And anything that just has to do with community and making sure y'all are loving your planner and you feel supported. That's pretty much what I'm here for.
Yes. Yes. And we love her energy so much that we're like, we need more Darian. So we have plans for more Darian coming up.
Yes.
Yeah, you can tell. I know. It's like Darian is so good with her comments. So if you post something on Instagram, Darian is usually the one that's responding to that. I'll respond to our posts. I do all of the graphic design for Moxie Life. I'm no graphic designer. I have no business doing that. But right now, we don't have a graphic designer yet. And so I'll do the posts on Instagram, the stories, and for the most part, sometimes we have people help out with that. But then I will respond to the comments on our posts, our feed. So there's both of us are kind of in there too. But yeah, Darian does such a good job of interacting with all of you. You're amazing. Amazing. I love you. And you keep in like the perfect time when I'm like, I remember talking to her being like, oh my gosh, I'm so busy and I'm gearing up for launch and holy cow, people are so excited about their planners and posting about it. And I haven't responded to anyone's comments. She's like, girl, I got you. And I'm like, oh, okay, yes. Oh my gosh. And she's just been amazing. In fact, there are times when I go in and I'll see some of the comments, like people will respond to her and I take screenshots. I'm like, this is so cute and smart and fun. Like, you're just so good at what you do. So, yeah.
I just love talking to people. So it's a win-win. And then we get to talk about Moxie Life. So, and then I'm like inspired by all the posts that people are posting. I just love it.
All of you guys are so, so, so amazing. Okay. So Laura was next to come on board. Then we have a total new person. By the way, we'll bring Eric back here in just a minute. But the newest member of the team is someone who helped out a couple months ago. And I was like, is there any way we could bring you on board? Because you are so damn good at what you do. Chrissy. Hi. Is coming on, or she's on board now with helping us with marketing and project management. There's so much more to what she's doing. So we're like, what is your title? Like,
I know, to be confirmed.
Yeah. So like, we don't have official titles yet, which is fine. It totally works. But and one of the questions actually that came up was, how do we do the hiring? How do I decide, who is going to come on board and in what role? And one of the things that I talk about with everyone is going off of like the energy of what you're good at naturally and where you enjoy spending your time. And Chrissy is an amazing like resource for a lot of the stuff that she's going to be doing. So Chrissy, why don't you introduce yourself for people who may not know you and talk about some of the things that you're going to be doing with us?
Yeah, so I'm Chrissy and I'm taking over the email marketing for Moxie Life. And I'm also like project managing a few projects that I can't talk about yet. So a lot of the stuff that I'm going to be running, I can't talk about yet. But you guys are going to love it. And yeah.
Yeah. And she's kind of like, she's the person I call and I'm like, oh my God, I'm trying to, I'm having a tech issue because she knows all the technology, the software that we use, and I don't. And so she comes in, she's like, I got this. Don't even worry about it. She comes in and she just makes our life so much easier. So it's really awesome.
Love all of that stuff. So
yes.
I'm literally so excited to be on the Moxie Life team this year. Like, you have no idea. Like Tracy was saying, like, I just love everything that Moxie stands for and like everything Sierra stands for. So I'm so excited to like meet all of you guys and be a part of the team this year.
Yes.
And also my 2-year-old is watching downstairs. So hi, Franklin.
Oh, hi, Franklin. Hi. Well, we're so excited to have you on. You're really good at what you do. We're gonna bring Eric in. He's gonna sit. He's gonna cop down, cop a squat next to me. He also brought me a power cord because something I did not think about doing before we got on here. I'm so excited about everybody being on here. Did not have a power cord. Chrissy, I'm so excited you're on board, and I can't wait to. Let's go ahead and keep her on. And actually, we'll say bye for now. We'll chat with Eric real fast, and then we'll bring you guys back. Okay. All right. So, Eric, this is Eric. His sound wasn't working.
Sorry.
So, so Eric is obviously my husband, and he has been, like I said, the MVP as far as, Eric made it. Yay. He has put up with the crazy hours and demands that Moxie Life has had on me and us as a family. Our entire house has been taken over with product and fulfillment. It's like a wear home. Yeah. And so, and he helps out. We have 2 boys who we will introduce you to here in just a minute. Yes, the MVP for sure. And he's just truly like, when I have those breakdown moments and I'm like, oh my God, whatever it is, like there's a delay in shipments or there's just something crazy happens with technology, which happens all the time. This guy is the one who picks up all the pieces. So that's why he wrote emotional support animal on his title.
Except for we had my earbuds were all dialed in and working. And then of course I charged them right before we jumped on live and then they stopped working. So I'm like, I'm fired from being like the technical guy now. So anyways, nice to meet everyone.
Yeah. So, Eric, one of the things that I don't think a lot of people know, and we kind of talked about this beforehand. I don't know if we even said this in the live. Eric has single-handedly inspected every single planner that we have. So, for the most part, I would say, what, 90%?
Yeah.
I would say probably 90%. Literally takes it out of the bag, opens up the box, goes through the planners, makes sure that everything's good to go. If they're not, he sets them off and to the side and gets them organized. But he has done quality control of thousands of planners, you guys. Like, he has been responsible for it. And I actually have a really cute video of him teaching Reese how to QC planners. So I'll have to post that to the group because it's really sweet. Yeah, it's really sweet. So anyway, so this is Eric. And if you guys are in our Facebook group, you guys get to talk with him so far. So this is a great question for you. Yeah, if you guys have questions for Eric, he's got all the good juicy stuff.
Yeah. What is the one thing that has surprised Eric the most from the process so far? Okay. There's a lot actually, but I am extremely amazed by the amount of layers of things that have to go into getting the production done. So seeing Sierra, I mean, literally waking up at like 3 a.m, Sierra is talking to people, the manufacturers overseas, and trying to figure out logistical things that you would never even think would be, at least I never even thought were something we had to consider. And just seeing all the many layers and many hurdles that she goes through, that's probably been the most surprising thing for me, for sure.
Yeah, there's a lot more work. I've been surprised with how much work there is. But in a weird way, it's like, it's okay because it's like, it's, a passion. It's something fires me up. I was, a stay-at-home mom for a couple years. So this was a huge transition for us. He has a very high level job. Why don't you tell people what you do?
Okay. Yeah. Well, and I actually want to add one more thing. The other thing that was a really positive, a really like a great surprise to me was how wonderful the Facebook community is. I never really fully understood until I started, looking into it more and leaving comments. And I'm like, oh my God, this is such a loving corner of the internet. And I think someone in the group actually wrote that. And it's true. Like, the support that goes around, the love that goes around is really cool. It's like comforting to be inside there. And that to me was also a really cool surprise. So you asked me what I do. So I work for Oracle Software. I work in the healthcare business that we have. So working with payers and providers right now to, especially right now, to help them through things like COVID, with inventory management and sourcing inventory, and some of the financial projections and things that go along with managing through crises. So that's kind of one little component of what I do. But anyways, that's what I do in the day, and then at nighttime I QC a lot of planners. So.
Yeah, and so a typical day for us is we wake up. He always wakes up before me. I'm more of a night owl. He's a morning person. So we'll wake up around 6:30. Both of our boys are up, very active, wrestling around. It is chaos here in the morning. He makes the boys lunches. I'm getting them ready. We try to get them out the door because they are going to learning pods so that we can both respectively do our jobs, which happens about 50% of the time. I feel like there's always like someone's sick or something's going, you know, like anything that happens now, the boys have to stay home. Like if there's the slightest sniffle. And then we get them off. We do our own jobs. He has an office in the garage. I have one in our main living area. And we're constantly splitting duties. It's like, whether it's cooking and cleaning, and if it's Moxie Life, like he'll be on a conference call and he'll be helping me break down pallets, like on his breaks, so that I can go and keep doing logistics and fulfilling orders. At night, we spend time with the family. The boys will help make boxes. We will, I usually drive, or sometimes he will too, but I like to go, I'll drive your guys' packages to the processing plant at USPS, do a drop off there. I'll do a drop off at UPS. Sometimes the boys will come with me. During that time, we're making dinner. We come home, spend time together as a family, get the boys down. And then sometimes we'll hang out together and do, you know, our thing, just relax. Sometimes we'll just like crash and watch really awful like Netflix shows.
Although a lot of times we want the boys to put us down. We're ready to go down before they are. So
yeah, and you guys have so much energy. So we're like, oh my gosh. And then sometimes then we go back out to working on Moxie Life stuff. So it's a lot. It's like, you know, it's a more than full-time job. And so one of the things that we're really looking forward to is having logistics out of our house. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely definition of teamwork. And, you know, he has always been so supportive of any dreams or anything that I have. We've been very supportive of each other. There was a time he's also very humble. He was top global sales rep at one of the top software companies for multiple years. Award-winning sales. And that's when I was a stay-at-home mom, helping him rise to his position. And then when he got kind of a little bit more secure with that, then Moxie Life came. And so we just kind of help support each other. So as best as we can.
Yeah. And can I say one more thing?
Yeah,
okay, cool. Like unrelated to what you're saying, but Sierra said something to me when we first got married that I thought was really cool, that I feel like embodies the planner. At least for me, it embodies what the planner represents, for how I use it and how I look personally at when I'm doing my reflections or setting my goals or looking at the year and what I want to accomplish. And she's, you know, we were talking about our vows and what we wanted to say. And she said to me, I'll take care of me for you if you take care of you for me. And I realized like, oh, that's super powerful. And I feel, again, like that's what the planner embodies to me, because by me creating a space and time and energy towards things that I want to accomplish as a person and honoring that, I can then turn around and be the best partner and supportive to Sierra and our family and everything. So anyways, I think it's kind of cool. And I always think about that when I'm doing my goals or when we're sharing our goals or writing reflections and stuff. So anyways.
Yeah, and it's great too, because we started setting goals together on New Year's Day. I was very superstitious for over 10 years probably. I would never drink on New Year's Eve because I wanted to feel my best on New Year's Day. And we would spend the whole January 1st going through a set of questions, kind of similar to what you guys do right now, but different, and doing goals together. And from literally the very first New Year's Day that we spent together dating, that's how we would spend our New Year's together. So we've been goal setting since we started dating. Yeah. I think that's kind of when I knew I like had found the one, because I'm like, he's willing to set goals with me on New Year's Day. Like, that's love right there. And then ever since then, like, you know, we fall out of habits, just like everything. You know, sometimes you're totally on point. this season of life is hard. It's a struggle for us with COVID and everything, working from home, and everything's just really crazy. But we're getting back in the habit of doing our goals and reviewing each other's goals. And one of the things that's cool about that is that I have the opportunity to just share what we're each working on, so that we understand what the other person is hoping to accomplish for themselves, so that we can create space and margin to help support them equally, and then know kind of what's on their agenda. And so we are a very good team. We're individuals, but together we're also working together as a team for that. So yeah, I love you.
Okay, I love you too. I'll let you have your space back.
Okay, so wait,
Y'all are such goals. Like, y'all are just so cute. Aren't they like the cutest, y'all? Like, I'm just over here like, oh, yes.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, we let's see. How long have we been together, babe? He just went up the stairs.
It was like maybe 2 years.
Oh, right. Yeah, so we've been together. We'll be married for 14 years. Oh my gosh, 14 years. And together for 16. So yeah, we've been doing this a while. Okay, so moving, I want to keep the flow going. I want to bring everybody back. Let's bring everyone back. Hello, beautiful people.
Hey, y'all. Hey.
Eric, can we hear you? No. Oh, man. You can just hold up signs.
You're on mute, Eric.
You're on mute. Okay. All right, everyone. All right, so thank you for being on the call tonight so everyone can meet you. It's crazy when I think about how, we're 15 months from our very first launch date, and to see all of your faces and how organically all of you guys have kind of joined the team. And it's just amazing to see all your faces. And there's no way I could do what I do every day without all of your support and love and just everything you guys do. But I want to kind of I want everyone to get to know you guys a little bit better. What team are you guys on? We need to know. Hold up your planners and tell us what team you're on. Heather, yours is on its way. All right. Oh, Eric's team notebook.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Woo!
Ooh.
I'm team horizontal.
Oh, nice.
I'm the worst. I don't have mine right here. It's somewhere else. But I'm team vertical. Watercolor cover.
All right. Awesome. All right. And then what are some stretch goals that you guys have this year? Let's go first. Eric?
I can go for sure. Mine's, two come to mind. One is I want to do 500 miles on my bike. So I mountain bike and road bike a lot. So that's one of them. That's a physical stretch goal. And the other one is around is more of a mindset goal. And I hope you don't mind that I'm going to cuss, but my mindset this year is do epic shit. So everything that I think about, I'm like, I usually do like a 3 or 4 day hiking trip into Yosemite. I've got like a snowshoeing trip planned. I'm going to take the boys camping. So just my mindset is when I'm kind of organizing my thoughts around what I want to do or things that I want to accomplish, it's always like the foundation is do epic shit. So sorry.
I love it. Melissa, what about you?
I have a couple as well. The main one that mainly my husband's working on, but it's a mutual goal. We're renovating our house right now. I'm currently at my parents' house with my 8-month-old because he's tearing up the floors and the doors and all the things, countertops. It's just, we're halfway through it. He started like a week and a half ago. So we're trying to get that all finished up this spring. And then kind of a personal goal is I want to fill up one journal this year. I always want to be a journaler and I'll buy one and then I don't use it. So I want to fill up a journal and just be thoughtful. Hopefully with memories with my daughter. I have an 8-month-old. She was born during quarantine. So I call her my little barnacle. I've been without her for an hour and a half and I'm like, okay, is she almost back? And she feels the same way about me. So we're very attached and she comes to work with me when I go to Sierra's house. So I want to fill up a journal about memories just from this year with her, as well as finish her baby book too, because I feel like I could easily get 5 years down the road and not do it and wish I had.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Does anyone else have a stretch goal that they would like to share?
I'll share mine. You heard about the one is to finish up my doctorate degree, but I also have a writing partner, and I think she might be on the live. But Dana and I are looking to get published this year too. So we write, we write that fluffy stuff. And so we're on task to be published this year. So that is a mutual stretch goal that we have.
That is so awesome. Okay, you guys, I have little people that just kind of came into the scene. These are our smallest little team members. Come on, come on. Oh, are you nervous? Come here, come have a seat. Okay, here, hold on. Everyone needs to see it. So everyone, this is Cameron, and this is Reese.
Hi.
How old are you guys?
I'm 10. I'm 5.
And you know what? You guys have jobs with Moxie Life. Why don't you tell everybody what you guys do?
I pick up sticks and give out the boxes.
You do. And the sticks. So the sticks, you guys, are boxes, our shipping boxes. When you cave the side in, it pokes out the hole that holds the side in, and it pops out a little cardboard stick. And there are literally thousands of them. And Cameron goes around and he picks up all the sticks off the ground because it's a job and a half. Like, hi, Cameron and Reese. They're saying hi to you.
Hi.
And then Reese, what do you do?
I fold the boxes for when we put in the planners, and I also read the labels for when they get shipped out.
Oh yeah, so a fun thing that they do, Cameron and Reese will ask, well, where is this going? Reese can read, but Cameron can't. So I'll say, Texas, and then what do you say? Texas! He yells, he gets really excited. So he helps out taking all the boxes to the USPS truck when they come. All right, you guys, thanks for coming and saying hi. You want to say bye to everybody?
Bye.
All right, here, you guys can go ahead and go back.
Bye.
All right. We've been bribing them with ice cream if they were to allow Eric and I to normally Eric takes them out so I can do my lives, but they've been upstairs being very good.
I see Daddy.
You do see Daddy. I know. You want to say hi to everyone?
Yeah.
Okay, say bye.
Bye.
Sorry. We've released the beast. All right. Well, do we have any other questions?
Let's look. There were not any other questions, but I think the last question that I know that everybody was really interested in is knowing everyone's guilty pleasure.
Oh.
Go ahead, Chris.
Chocolate. Pretty much anything milk chocolate. And I'm not supposed to eat it because it does give me a stomach ache because I'm lactose intolerant. But I don't care because I need my chocolate. Don't be taking my chocolate.
That's awesome. Lara.
So I used to be a Bachelor watcher, and then I gave up on it, and I was like so much better than that show, and I was like, that's trash, and I was so snobby about it. And so I haven't watched it for years, and now I am obsessed with Married at First Sight.
I was going to say my guilty pleasure is any sort of trashy reality TV, like anything. My husband and I watch 90 Day Fiancé like every week religiously.
Oh, that's awesome. Heather, what's yours? Planners?
Just Sephora. Like I spend an absurd amount of money on skincare and like lip glosses that I don't wear.
I know that one.
I don't know.
All right. What about you, Eric?
Okay, I have two. I would say Southern Charm, the TV show. I watched that with Sierra. I don't know if you've seen that or not.
Yes.
And then the other one would be anything gear related. Sierra can attest to the fact that anything that's any kind of gear I can buy, I do. So
yeah, we'll go away for like a night to Tahoe or something, and the whole entire truck is full as if we were going away for like a week. But he just loves gear. It's like, I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. Right? Is that it? Yeah. Okay. What about you, Tracy?
I read a ton. And because I do heavy work, I read lighter stuff. So give me some good paranormal romance, throw in a vampire shifter. I'm all about it. And so I read 4 or 5 books a month plus the book club book. So I read quite a bit, but I love it. Love paranormal romance.
You're amazing.
Tracy, I think everybody is going to want links when you get published too. We'll get you on that Amazon bestseller list.
Mm-hmm. And we're going to have to read you for book club.
Ooh, maybe.
What?
We don't write Twilight.
we need some. I know what you write, and we need some of that in our life. Yeah.
Our vampires are grown up. Just say that they don't sparkle and they're grown up. So you have been forewarned.
That's kind. That's awesome. All right, Melissa, what about you?
Oreo milkshake all the way.
Wait, what?
Oreo milkshake all the way.
Oh, yum.
Anything
Okay.
Oreo.
What about you, Darian?
Ice cream and donuts and anything like stationery related.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Same. All right. I think mine, definitely reality TV and ice cream. Simple. That's it. All right, you guys. Thank you all for showing up tonight and being here so we could all get to meet you. Thank you to all of you who were here live, and hi to Team Replay. We are going to have more lives coming up, and we love doing this with y'all. So thank you for showing up tonight. We love you. And with that, we'll sign off and say goodnight. All right. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.